Happy
Oh,
Friday.
happy Friday. What's
What's
going
going
on
on?
today? I'm just I'm just going through all of this nonsense from Australia. That's what we
I
yeah, Married at First
mean,
Sight Australia.
that show. I was entertained. This is like I can say this is one of the first episodes I've ever watched of any reality TV show to
Mhm.
where I was mad at the commercials. Literally mad at the commercials.
But you know what? I was glad that they brought back Ning because they had I don't think they were very fair in showing their story. And
Hmm.
then we got a lot of it because I knew it was going to be bad. Like
Yeah,
her wedding ceremony was bad from the jump. I just wanted confirmation of that, unfortunately. Oh dear. I'm gonna try to pin the call-in number if anybody. Oops, sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna try to pin the call-in link if anybody wants to share their thoughts on this ratchet show.
it was good though. You can't lie. It was good. It was. I was
This show is
entertained.
amazing. It truly is amazing. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so who do you want to start with first?
I said we get the troublemakers out the way first.
Who?
Well, they kind of go together. So Ines and Bronson and Sam and Elizabeth.
Oh, you want to do them first? I wanted to do them last.
Who do you want to do
Ugh.
first?
Ning. I'm intrigued by her. And besides, like, we haven't seen her and Mark for weeks.
True. I mean, with them, it's interesting. It's because it's pretty much all her up till
Yeah.
now. It was all her. Like her issues. Like she doesn't talk. He doesn't. He doesn't. She doesn't talk through her issues. Like not rationally. She kind of yells and screams.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool to see him take her to the gym and this and that. But what she wasn't understanding, like this is his job, this is what he does, so this is
Yeah.
why he's serious, and he really wanted to take you through a good workout. You like you don't work out, like it's like to him you were disrespecting him and his profession when he
Yes.
was trying to open up what he does on a daily basis and open part of his life to you. It was like you didn't care.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I agree with that. However, eh, as she wasn't a real client, he was just opening up a part of who he was.
Hmm.
Um, he should not have expected her to like fully commit to everything. Like she's not one of his paying customers.
Right.
He could have relaxed a little bit and have a little bit more fun with her. I get it. Gyms are not the place to have fun. That's why there's an age restriction for gyms. I get it. But I think there could have been a little bit more give and take on
Yeah.
both sides and a little bit more understanding on both sides and a little bit more relaxation on both sides. But I did love it when she called him a dickhead.
She cracks me up. Oh, so let me get a quick moment to say hi to everybody in the chat. Happy Friday, everybody. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Trey. Hey, Susan. Good to see all of you. Um, it feels like people are coming in, so we can keep going. But I
Yes.
agree with you. He could have been a lot softer with her, knowing that she
Mhm.
doesn't really work out and all that stuff. And for someone who doesn't work out, I mean, she could do a handstand. She's fairly flexible. I'm
That
like,
was
man.
amazing.
I was like,
Yes,
what? Were you a gymnast at some point, or a dancer, or Pilates or something? Because
maybe. Maybe. And she wasn't even touching the wall. She was off away from the wall, full handstand, arms extended, legs out. She was doing the do. Um, but I think where I say he could have been a little bit more eased up on her a little bit is because he does know that she has these walls up. She has abandonment issues.
mm-hmm.
She has had it rough raising her three children on her own. She has. She has been dealt a bad hand from inception. Um, so I really do think you see, that's why I wish we had seen them more over the last few
Hmm.
weeks, because I'm wondering if he has been pushed to the limit where he just can't give her any more grace, you know? Because
Hmm.
when she was making him the cake, because his birthday was coming up, and he came up to her in the kitchen, to me, that came out of nowhere where you're just like, I'm done. And you sit down at the table and you flick off your ring. Like, where did you go from honeymoon to that?
Right.
And that's the vacuum I'm in with this couple. I know she's
Yeah.
difficult. I'm not trying to
Hmm.
sugarcoat that. But what happened in between that we missed?
Exactly. And my whole thing is this: when someone bakes a cake for you, whether you're a little upset with them or not, you appreciate it. You say thank you. I wouldn't have been like I'm done at that point because she's making an effort. Because what he's going to understand is that yes, she's reactionary, yes, she's emotional, but she's trying because she's actually making you a cake. And she was at her confessional like, I'm not gonna let this ruin his day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bake him a cake. I'm like, okay, you're aware like that you
Mm-hmm.
overreact, and this is her way of saying, hey, like um, it's kind of like her way of apologizing and doing something nice for his birthday. And he's not thinking of
Mm-hmm.
that. He's not thinking in those lines. He's thinking like she made me mad again, which I think he went a little too far. He in this situation he overreacted.
You know what, with Ning, this damn phone, I'm gonna rip it out of the wall, I swear to God. Um, with Ning, she's hardly ever in a playful mood. And when she was in the gym, she was actually in a playful mood.
Hmm.
He could have ran with that and gotten
Yes.
closer with her. And I think it was an opportunity wasted on his part, especially from the honeymoon where he did want to get close to her. Like in the gym, he could have been adjusting how she does a squat and use that as an excuse to touch her. I don't know, what do you do in the gym? Like, I'm too fat to know that. But he could have used that opportunity in the gym if he was smart to really bond with her in a very tactile way. And I just
Right.
think he blew it. And I
And
just
she's
want to
in
know
shape.
why.
And she's in shape. He should ask her like, show me what you do to stay in shape.
I don't think she
Something
does
easy.
anything. I think she's natural because she doesn't do she doesn't do the gym stuff. She's just
No, I know
naturally
that, but like,
skinny.
right, but the fact that she can do a handstand, which is a very
Yeah.
advanced
Hmm.
move, and she's flexible, that means she did um some sort of sport because you don't keep
Hmm.
your flexibility. Generally, like as you get older, you lose your flexibility, and she still has it.
Hmm.
So she's doing something.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just disappointed in him because although they had a really rocky start, like on a level with Innes and Bronson, their ceremonies were horrible. Um, he's old enough to have the patience to guide her along. I mean, she is everything that he wants. She is the ready-made family, you know?
Hmm.
I just he disappointed me yesterday.
Same.
I
I
was a
agree.
little upset. And when he took off that ring, I was just like, what did I miss? How did we get here?
I like this from Trey. I don't think he really
Mm,
understands her brand of humor. Agreed. Or the depth of her abandonment issues. Agreed.
true. I agree with that, Trey. And that's why I'm so confused. I think we've been robbed. The past at least 2 weeks, we have not seen them.
Hmm.
And it I know they were bad when they left. They went to Thailand, right, for their honeymoon?
Right.
Yeah. Like, I know they weren't on the best of terms, but when they did the flower ceremony, and the two flower arrangements came back together, it did leave me with a little bit of hope.
Same.
Um,
Yeah.
but he says, like, that going into the next commitment ceremony is the easiest decision of his life.
Wow.
Those are harsh words.
Yes. And it leads you to believe he's gonna say leave, she's gonna say stay.
I hope she
That's the way
does.
I'm looking. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Who do we want to? Let's look at Cyril and Nick next.
That was
Um,
too funny. She was so wrong. Was so funny.
oh, what I forgot to mention is that this week on the show is Yes Week. So one
Yes.
couple is put in charge of laying out whatever the other couple whatever one spouse is put in charge of laying out what the other spouse has to do, and whoever's not in charge cannot say no. So they have to submit their control to the other. So yeah, that gym session was his Yes Week thing, and I guess she didn't
Mhm.
follow his military commands appropriately. So with Cyril and Nick, they're a hot mess because she's a ball of disaster who's always fighting and arguing, and he's in charge of Yes Week, and he asked her to make him a Filipino meal and to wear a maid's uniform while doing it. The Filipino meal, I can see that because she's,
Mhm.
her family is from the Philippines. He wants to get to know her culture. I think I wouldn't have done the maid outfit, and here's why. She's an immigrant to Australia.
Right.
Mm, I wouldn't have done that. I really wouldn't have done that. It was
Well, we know,
hilarious, Trey, but
you know
yeah.
what that made. We know what that made outfit really for. What was really for though. We know what that's really for.
Yes.
We know. We really know what that's all about.
But you're
He's just trying to
dealing
play
with
it
a
off.
woman that is always on explode.
Right.
You have a snappy jar for her, which she is quickly filling up. Like, yeah, no. I would have said you had to wear it when we get ready to go to bed, but not while you're cooking food
Cooking.
for me.
But we knew.
Anyway,
Like I said, we knew what that's about.
but she got him back because she knows he has absolutely no idea what Filipino food was. She could have easily made an adobo, which I think
Mhm.
she was starting off doing because I saw some chicken. But instead, once he left, she went out and she got him salted fish fillets and curry chicken feet with some rice and some pretend traditional dessert, which he thinks is an eyeball, but it's really a uncooked goose egg. Oh my god!
She was so wrong for that. What was too funny?
But you know what? With Cyril, like you have to expect this.
Right.
If she feels a little slighted, she's gonna get back at you, and at
She
least it
petty.
was jokey.
Yeah, she was petty, and just to see her laugh so hard, it made me laugh because she was cracking up.
When she
She fell
spit
off her
that
chair.
wine all over the place, that was excellent. Oh my god. And at least he took the joke well.
Right. He knew what it was about. He's like, okay, I get it.
Ay ay ay. Yeah, they've I was hopeful for this couple, missing testicle and all, but if you have to have a snappy jar to have a decent day with her, come on now, that's a little bit too much work for him, considering
Mhm.
all of his health issues.
Right.
Yeah.
They like each other a lot. It's just he gets frustrated with her because of her emotional outbursts. She gets frustrated with him because she wants to be doted on and catered to a little bit. She wants to be
Mhm.
checked up on. She's just too funny. Like she wants to be this like hard exterior, but like I want you to hug me. It was to me it was those two make me laugh because you could just see the dynamic so clearly,
Mhm.
and you can see how it could work. But just when they get into it, she's like, he's like, but how would I know that? He's like, what? Like, he's like, I'm
She's a
trying.
ball of crazy. Like I just don't get her. And her temper turns on like in the snap. Like everything is going great and then all of a sudden she is firing off and you really don't know what's hit you. She's a mess.
Exactly.
Okay, so the next couple, Melissa and Dino, like we only saw one scene with them, thank God. They must be super boring. Dino is in charge of Yes Week, and I guess he takes her to one of those yoga sessions where you're in that
Ariel,
hammock.
Ariel
Yeah,
yoga. Yeah,
yeah. And I was hoping she would fall out of it, but whatever.
be nice.
This couple is just ridiculous to me. I they don't entertain me. They don't interest me. Nothing. Nothing. Any comments on Mel and Dino?
No, they just seem to be going along nicely. So nothing for them.
Okay, so let's go to Jessica and Mick, our country boy and our Instagram girl. I feel bad for Mick. You could see that he's
Hmm.
struggling. He's not used to being in the city. He misses his farm in the country.
He really does. He has like withdrawal. He has like farm withdrawal.
Yeah, you see him at the window like this, and he's looking out at like a mega highway or something. I don't know. I feel bad for him. They should get him a pet or something. Like, can't they have a dog?
Some kind of animal to make him feel comfortable.
Yeah. And Jessica is just cleaning, so she can't leave the house either. I don't
It's
understand
raining.
her.
It's raining, so we can't go.
So they
Right,
don't have
right,
umbrellas? I don't get
right.
it. I don't get it, but
Her hair
whatever.
can't get wet.
She might
That's
melt.
She's like, well, it's raining outside, and so we can't really do anything. So we're just cleaning. Oh my god. Okay, I guess.
But she sends him out. She sends him out and he goes to the barber shop and he comes back with a mohawk and a handlebar mustache.
I hollered. I hollered.
He went from looking like a shaggy, unkept dog to some renegade biker from 1991. I don't know. It was just so weird. And I know she wanted to complain about it. I know
She
she
did.
did.
She
She
did. You
wanted
know
to
she did.
complain
She was
because
just
that
like,
was not Instagram worthy.
no. Mm-mm.
Oh
I'm
my
just agreeing
God.
with Trey on this one.
Mm.
Jessica needs to take a page from Haley's book and buy her husband some clothes. Agreed.
I don't think she wants to waste her money on him.
I don't think she wants to waste her time on him.
For now, she will because I think
Right.
she's Instagramming it.
She's getting followed.
And
Yes.
yeah, I think, yeah, but I don't think she wants to invest in him at all, other like
Zero.
any further than the experiment necessitates.
Yeah. As soon as she stops getting followers, she's dumping him.
Hmm. Okay, so now we're heading into our um misfits. Okay, so let's do Matthew and Lauren.
Oh, do you touch on Cam and Jules real quick?
Oh, yes. Okay,
So,
they were really brief though.
but I always like the moment at the table she tells
Wait, at
Heidi.
the wait. No, 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 no. We're
Okay,
doing the dinner party separate.
separate. Okay,
Yes, because that is a mishmash of scenarios all unto its own.
got
So
it.
let's do Matthew and Lauren, but not what was
At
discussed
the
at the
dinner.
dinner. Right.
Okay,
So Lauren is complaining that Matthew isn't open to trying new things. However, I don't think she understands that she has sent his brain cells into meltdown by her
right.
admissions.
I don't understand how she doesn't understand that, and that's a problem with I have with her is because like, ma'am, like when you told him, all he could do was look at you blankly and blink
Yeah, it
and
wasn't
start sweating
processing.
and
Like,
start sweating.
and I don't know if you guys have been watching, but Matthew was a virgin until she deflowered him on their honeymoon. She was very patient with him. He got uber nervous, wound up in the hospital from anxiety, but they did it. She has since, they were living together, admitted that she was in a lesbian relationship for several years in her past. And what she wants from him is to be the aggressor in their sexual relationship. She doesn't want to be the aggressor. She doesn't want to initiate things. She wants him to take the lead, which I think is fair. But when he says, explain it to me, what do you mean you want me to be the aggressor? She's like, I want you to take me and just throw me on the bed and have your way with me. And in his head, I think he's taking that as sexual assault.
Yes, that's exactly what he's saying. That's exactly how he's taking it because he has no experience. Like if he's
Yes.
like, look, you can tell that he's completely a blank slate when it comes to sex. Most
Mm-hmm.
people who are virgins at least have seen porn, have like
Mm-hmm.
have looked around. You can tell he's done none of that. Zero,
None. He's very
none.
introverted. Yeah.
And she's coming at him like, I want this. I'm like, well, ma'am, it's like, do you not understand? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
need to walk him through things at a slow pace.
Yes.
That's why you're
Yeah.
matched with him because of your
Yes.
nurturing nature, your patience. And now you're trying to go from 0 to 1,050, and his little mind just like a switchboard just blew up, just all the sparks, and he just
Yes. Because
does not compute.
he did meditation to try and like bring it down a level and try to understand, but he just can't. There's no connection whatsoever because he doesn't have anything to reference. Like you
Yeah.
said, he's never looked. I swear, if someone showed him some porn, he would probably melt away. He really would.
Trey, I agree. I don't think attraction is the issue. He's scared to death that he can't match her sexually. I agree,
Hmm.
and I also think what happened the reason why he said the attraction is not there is because in his mind he can't live up to that. So
Hmm.
how can he be attracted to someone who he knows he can't fulfill? Because that means
Right.
if he knows he can't fulfill
Hmm.
her, or at least in his mind he can't, how is he supposed to perform when
Yeah, I think
he's already told himself I can't do it?
he's automatically taking himself out of the running. He's not even going to try. He doesn't understand her wants and needs, so therefore I'm done. He doesn't want to hurt her or hurt himself in the process.
Right,
Um, she is concerned that due to his inexperience versus her experience, there are certain things that she needs that he's scared to do. That's how she's receiving it.
right,
Um, Again, what you telling him, girl? Like, are you telling him you need to be tied up,
right.
and things inserted in places that he's not familiar with? Like, I don't understand. And for someone who was so patient with him over the honeymoon, where has that patience evaporated
I
to?
for some reason I think she thought her stuff was magic, and that by sleeping with her, like somehow she would transfer some of her ideals to him. I don't know what she was thinking. She thought this. She
A
just thought
freak ain't born overnight.
right,
You slowly inaugurate or indoctrinate them into a lifestyle.
exactly. That's what she didn't understand. She said, okay, she thought all I have to do is bust through the finish line tape, and we're good to go. And she's not. She doesn't fully grasp um his mental state when it comes to sex, which I don't understand how could she not know when he had a panic attack and had to go to the emergency room like the first night. I just don't understand what she's not connecting. So I blame
Yeah.
her as well. I blame her as well.
But when she says that she feels her sexual appetites might be too much for him, what is she saying she wants? Because all we're hearing,
Oh,
I want to be
threesomes.
thrown on the
Oh
bed.
no,
And
the threesomes, the swinging, all that stuff. Yeah,
but did she ask him to participate in that? Or was she just saying, threesomes, swinging, I've done it
no,
all?
she was just saying like, but the way it came across, the way it was edited, is that you know threesomes and swinging. Like she's like the way it was presented is like she wants that lifestyle with him. That's the way she
Where did
presented
that
it.
come from?
But she was just saying the things that she wants and what she likes and what she's done and what she framed it as like this is what I need. So when you frame it that way, he hears that okay, I need to be involved in threesomes and be a swinger, and he's like, that doesn't no. It's the way she
Okay.
presented it.
So let's leave them there because then we could take this discussion further once we get to the dinner because it's
Right.
all of her needs are a part of a disastrous part of the dinner. So okay, so we got them. Let's do Elizabeth and Sam. I call
Mm,
Elizabeth Lizzie because I think it's cute.
right.
Um, Lizzie and Sam. Okay, so Lizzie's in charge. Yeah, Lizzie's in charge of Yes
Yep.
Week.
Yes, Week is hers.
And she does a little indoor picnic with berries and Nutella and some tea. Um, it seems romantic, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
Who does tea with Nutella and berries? But okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Sam takes it as being romantic. Um, she's putting on the moves. He's not really feeling it.
No.
He keeps on repeating, I'm checking all of her boxes, but she's not checking any of mine. Um, I think she makes a pass at him one night and he doesn't reciprocate. And it's right after he's come from seeing Innes.
Right.
uh, it really disappoints me because he's obviously not into this.
Right.
He's not into
He's
her.
not into her.
He feels that she's a bit on the fluffy side for his taste. Um, she talks a lot, which he just can't stand. I don't think their personalities match, to tell the
No.
honest truth. Um, so after she tries to make the moves that night in bed, after the cameras go, the next morning we wake up, Lizzie's gone, and Sam's there, just not even caring that she's
Nope.
gone.
Nope. He's like,
He didn't
cool, I'm
bother to
free.
call her, nothing. I feel
He's
so
like,
bad
cool,
for
I'm free.
Lizzie. She's been rejected from day one of this marriage
Hmm.
and every day thereafter.
Exactly.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so now because the Lizzie Sam coupling is intertwined with the Bronson Innes coupling, we got a lot from Innes and Bronson this week. They're still living in separate apartments. They're still having private counseling with the guy matchmaker. I don't know his name. Um, who was in control? Oh, they were both in control of Yes Week, which was
Right.
unusual.
Hmm.
And they
Because of
were
their issues.
yeah, and they were tasked with doing an activity for the other that would make them happy, right?
Right. That's how it went. They both in
Yeah.
control, but they had to plan an event that, like, Bronson had to basically Bronson had to plan an event for Ennis, Ennis an event for Bronson.
Yes, that would make the other happy, that they
Right.
think. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Innes decides to cook him spaghetti bolognese meal and invite him over to her apartment to have the meal. And what did he do?
They did some sort of some sort of workout thing.
Oh, yes, he took her for a workout session. These guys, there's a lot of fitness in here. It makes me feel like fluffier than I want to admit to. Okay.
Well, most of them were former strippers, so that does kind of.
I thought Bronson was the only former stripper.
No, Dino and Bronson used to strip together.
God.
Hmm.
All right now.
And
I'm not
Jessica
even
and
gonna comment
Dino,
on that.
I think Jessica and Dino did like a photo shoot together.
Oh yeah, the glasses. They
Yes.
did a advert. Okay. Mm. All right. So while Innes is cooking dinner for Bronson, Sam messages her back and she invites him to her apartment after she kicks out Bronson from the dinner. So she's double dating on this night.
Right. I was like, oh, messy.
And she actually calls Sam her baby daddy.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow.
Is she all together up here?
She is. She doesn't know what she wants, and she doesn't. She just doesn't care. She's selfish. That's all it is.
Okay, I think that goes a little bit more than being selfish, though. She scares me. She really does scare me. Um, and I was really scared watching her cook up that food. I don't think she cooked that meat properly. I, I'm not saying that I'm the greatest chef, but I would be scared if I was Bronson eating anything from her. That's all I have to say. Bronson gets ready. He went out and bought a new shirt, got a bottle of wine, got her flowers, came over, had the meal. He didn't die from it, which was really well, but she was hustling him out.
Right.
Hustling him out. And within 2 twos, we see Sam. But they leave, Bronson and Ennis leave their dinner on 2 different wavelengths. Like she was like,
Right.
oh, that was the most miserable thing of my entire life. And he was like, oh my God, it's the best we've ever gotten along.
I was like, oh, too bad for you.
How they're living in the same apartment building, y'all.
Right.
How are they not seeing all of the apartment switching? Like, God. I would be scared to do that. I would honestly be scared to cheat because we're in the same building. It's not even like I'm going across town
Hmm.
or something. Like, what if one of the other couples sees us?
I don't think they're on the same floor though. I think
Well, other
Bronson
couples are on the same floor because
are
it
they
looks
all on
like
the same floor?
no. I don't
Okay.
think everybody's on the same
Right.
floor, but there are some that are on same floors. You know, what if somebody accidentally saw me and they're like, aren't you on the 8th floor? What are you doing on the
Right.
5th?
Where you fit? Right.
Oh, I just wasn't thinking when I stepped out of the lift. Really? I don't know. It's too much of a risk for me. I'm a chicken butt. Okay, so she throws out everything from Bronson. Um, she texts Sam to come over. She lights up the candles. She lets him in, and they're on the couch talking and flirting and giggling and
Mm.
and
I
they
was
make a
like, all right.
plan. They make a plan though.
Yeah, they plan to cheat. This is hilarious.
Hmm. She says that there's a lot of sexual chemistry between the two of them. I think he's just waiting to see how far she's going to take it,
I agree.
you know? And oh God, she thinks that Sam is husband material. This is why
I
I
was
don't think she's
confused.
right in her head.
I was so confused. Like, you really think he's husband? I'm like, okay.
Oh God. Okay, so wait, hold on. What are we saying in the chat? All right, so what's true? I don't think attraction is the issue. He's scared to death that he can't match his sex. Oh, that's Lauren and Matt, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Um, okay, so Trey. Ines isn't scared to cheat. She's probably secretly hoping that she'll get caught. It would be an easy out.
Right.
Um, what is Susan saying? I'm sure that they have cameras hidden or going in windows through rooftops. I wish they did. I wish they did.
Exactly.
Trays. I'm surprised it didn't go down there too. I thought that they were gonna like hop straight into bed there. Oh my God. Okay, so they don't really do anything. She says that she wants to kiss him, but I don't think she did at that point.
I thought she did. I just think for some reason she felt he makes her nervous, so
Mm.
she didn't like give in, and she wanted. I think she was waiting for him to make that first move.
Yeah, because I remember her saying that she wants to kiss him. But I
Hmm.
can't remember if she said that to him or she said that to us in like a confessional. I can't remember. But this
I
is
think.
where they had
Oh,
to
it was
have
to
this
him. It was
this
to him.
scene. It was to him?
They were on the couch.
Oh.
Right.
And he didn't
He
like
just smiled. He just smiled, and because he didn't know what to do. He felt because he's looking himself as a married man right now. So that's why he hasn't. He's really taking this as like, I'm a married man. I shouldn't be doing this. Blah blah blah. But it's so tempting. That's why he hasn't done anything yet, because he's still like, in the back of his mind, he's still a married man.
See, I think that's a lame excuse for him because he doesn't give a toss about Lizzie or the vows that he's given to her. I
Agreed.
think I think he's a little slow, but he's trying to think of a way to extend his stay on this show by burning the candle at both ends, by milking Lizzie as much as he can and milking Innes as much as he can. But I don't think he gives a toss about either one of them.
I think he just sees Ennis as an attractive distraction, but I
You know
don't
what
think
it
I don't see. He's never said he could see Ennis long term, where Ennis already has them married.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I think he signed up for the show, not really taking it seriously with regards to marriage, but I think it was a way for him to get sex. Because he's not attracted to Lizzie and she's really not his type, you know, why not look at somebody else who is more his type? Because he's the one who was into brunettes. And so Innes is there in a troubled relationship. So he can stay on the show, be the one that is getting all of the press or whatever by having this affair. I'm not sure if this is the first time there was an affair on this show, but if it was, that would be incentive for him to be the bad guy. Um, he would be all over social media and he would get sex, just not from his wife. So that I
Right.
think he's really trying to milk this, and he doesn't want to be seen as the one who is pushing this narrative. If you realize it, he's always making it look like Innes is pushing this agenda and this
Well, yeah,
plan.
but Ennis gave him the out though, because she messaged him first.
Mm-hmm.
So she set him up perfectly, because he's like, well,
True.
I didn't initiate this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I know I'm married, and like, she's
Mm-hmm.
so attractive. She's my type. I just wanted to see where it goes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. It wasn't me though. So
Yeah.
she's gonna be the bad guy the whole way through.
Yeah. Yeah. He could always say, like you said, I didn't text her first. She found me. And I hesitated. I only wanted to figure out what she wanted. She might have needed me to come downstairs and move the sofa. I know she was
Exactly.
having problems, and
I was just being a
he's
friend. I was just being a
yes,
good friend and coworker.
yep, and it's just weird to me that she's not seeing this. But they say that they're going to meet up at the group dinner. And when they see each other, they'll sneak away once he says the code word cupcake. And
Yeah.
so he says he's going to leave and go upstairs and sleep on the couch in his marital apartment. But she'll send him some nudes to keep
Right.
him company.
That was too much.
Oh my God.
She is quite thirsty.
Ennis. Damn. Okay, so let's get to the dinner party night. Now, you know that they have their little cocktail party first so that everybody could get to the venue, and then they go into dinner. But at the cocktail party, Martha says that she's written down questions to ask everybody, or is it to ask Michael? I couldn't understand this.
I tend to ignore her.
They're so vacant. Like they weren't even on this episode until the dinner party with them
Right.
getting ready.
I just didn't
And
care.
there's no substance to this couple whatsoever.
No.
None. Um, Sam. Sam is sick. Lizzie has left and nobody knows where she is. He hasn't lifted a finger to try and find her. Um, and this is where he admits that Lizzie made a move on him last night when he got back home. He didn't feel comfortable and he thinks maybe that's why she left because he turned her down. But oh
Well,
well, let's
well, you
continue getting ready.
right. Well, you ditched her. You ditched her. During the honeymoon. That's
Mhm.
one major rejection. And then she tried to make a pass at you for a little cardio, and you rebuffed her again. So that's two major rejections.
Mhm.
So I left too.
Yeah. I hope she's okay though, because we literally do not know what's going
Right.
on with Lizzie. And like they were asking at the dinner, and he never answered. Like, and nobody asked anybody else.
Nope.
I guess they'll ask at the commitment ceremony the following evening, but it's
Hmm.
kind of shitty that no one's given us the audience an update on whether this girl is dead or alive. Um, Okay, so then
Exactly.
we see Bronson, and he thinks that he had a great week with Ennis.
Poor Bronson.
Ennis, we see Ennis, and she says she wants to look hot tonight for Sam.
Right, for Sam.
And she says it's his call to sneak her away with the code word cupcakes. Sam is the only thing she cares about tonight.
Mm-mm-mm.
Is Bronson that bad? I
No,
like Bronson.
no, not at all.
Why can't she see what we see?
Because she has a one-track mind, and she's one of those people who have a type, and they tend to stick to that type. And I'm like, he's not bad looking. He has three companies. He makes a good living. He can support you and
I
all the
don't think
children you
she
could
knows
want.
that. She's
Well,
never
he told
given
no,
him
he
a
no,
chance.
he told her that.
But I don't think she realizes how wealthy he is.
No,
I
she
think
doesn't.
she's just discounted him and said, "Oh, anybody could have three companies. Like it's probably like, mucking out stalls at a horse ranch or something."
But he said
She's
he's like, can you support me and my three children or something like that? He's like, yeah, quite comfortably. I was like,
She doesn't believe him though. She thinks like she but if you put Bronson and Sam up next to each other, both have dark hair, both are muscular, both are around the same height, both have similar facial features with the exception of the eyebrow ring. Like one has a little bit longer hair than the other, but what is the big difference? They're interchangeable.
no, like Bronson's big, just literally bigger. Sam's. Okay, so here's the thing. Sam's more, you would say, like what people say on the hot side. Bronson's more on the, you would say, like handsome, good looking side. But what the problem is that Sam's looks are gonna fade. Bronson will probably stay handsome throughout the years. Like he will not age badly. Sam is, in my opinion, his when you're hot like that, you tend to age badly and a little bit quicker.
Yes, Susan, Bronson is hotter. Mhm. Mhm. I think it's just because he's genuine, and we see like the pond scum that Sam is.
But see, the thing is with Bronson, overall, Bronson is the person you would want your daughter to marry, or as a woman you would want to marry. Whereas Sam is more like, the more like fling. Like I met
Mhm.
you on the Isle of Haiti or something, and we just kick it. Yeah, we just kicking it at the resort, and then you send him back. He's
Okay,
not
so
long
Trey
term material.
says that Ennis had those legs freshly shaven and oiled up. She came to play. Mm. And she didn't even tape down her jacket because there was
Nope,
nothing underneath there. You
nope.
saw she didn't have any fabric tape on there
She
whatsoever.
was
That's why she kept on
advertising.
doing this.
She was advertising that I am ready.
So Trey, when you said I think she's worried about what outsiders would think, you think she's worried about people finding out that Bronson used to strip?
Yeah, she said that.
So
That's what
what?
that's what she said. Bronson's not proper.
Well, neither is she. What if they isn't she a refugee or something?
Something like that. Yeah.
What if people held that against her? It's no fault of
Right.
her own.
Hmm.
She's so narrow-minded. She irritates me. But anyway, she's gonna make for TV gold. All right, so then we see Jules and Cameron. They look so cute together when they came
Yep.
in. Oh my God. Lauren and Matt, um, they come in together and they seemed okay.
But we can see the disconnect though. You can see it.
They seemed okay.
They did.
He didn't start to malfunction until like the cocktail party.
Right.
Heidi and Mike, they look happy and playful, but I don't think they're gonna end well either. I think I have issues with Mike. I think he's a douche.
Yeah.
Um, the matchmaker. Okay, so now they start having conversations, and the matchmakers watch on
Hmm.
via like closed circuit television
Hmm.
the cocktail party and the dinner, and this is where Lauren starts talking about her sexual appetites. You tell them this part.
Oh, I mean, they did lightweight mouth mounting too. They're like, what?
She
They're
never
like,
said any of it.
they're like, we, who, like, wait a minute, we never talked about this. They're like, we matched Lauren with Matthew because like she's nurturing. She can walk him through. She
Mm-hmm.
can open him up, and they kind of their little minds were blown too. They just were completely outdone, and
Mm-hmm.
that was just too funny because they were just like it was like they all went stuck. All of them. They were just like, huh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they realized they made a
Huge
huge mistake.
mistake.
But it's not their fault if she never told them that
Right.
information, you know? Because, like you said, they paired those two together because of her gentle nature and her patience, and she would be the right person to ease him into his sexuality.
You
But
know they're about but you know they're about to add that to the questionnaire next season, right? Like,
I
do
hope
you have
they
any
do.
fetishes? Like, what's going on here?
Like what all have you done in your
Right.
sexual history? You know,
And
yes,
do
Trey, Mike is a tool, a good looking tool, but a tool all the same. True, 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 true.
do we like the can we say the experts were on point this episode?
Hmm.
Because can we get to how they peeped out Ennis and Sam's interaction?
Oh my God, yes. So we're at the dinner. Let's just see. Cyril has another meltdown because Nick doesn't check on her to see if she needs a drink. Lizzie and Sam have still not shown up. Ning gets up to make a toast to celebrate Mark's 42nd birthday, which I thought was really, really sweet
Yes.
and will make him reconsider whether he's going to go. Um, Sam finally arrives late and alone and announces that he has chicken
Mhm.
pox, but still decides to sit down with
Right.
everybody. Um, let's see. Ennis looks pissed. Mike speaks with Sam, and they're bashing Lizzie. That's why I don't like Mike. Um, let's see. Cyril kisses and makes up with Nick. Um, again, she's like whiplash. Jules has a conversation with Heidi and admits that she has become intimate with Cameron. So they're moving along beautifully. Um, then we see Sam slowly making his way down the table like he's networking or mingling. And he finally gets to Innis and go.
Like these experts are good because they were like, okay, Ennis and Sam were talking. They're like, this is odd. Like, they're very intimate,
Mm-hmm.
very familiar. I'm like, y'all don't miss a beat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And then
like,
they were like, what's the thing with
oh,
the cupcakes?
right, that's odd. Like, that's weird. Like, and then they start talking. That's when it's like, this is oddly intimate. I'm like, uh oh,
Mm-hmm.
busted,
Mm-hmm.
busted. dead. I'm happy for it. I was hoping they
Mhm.
were watching them in that room. That's what I
You
was waiting
know they
for.
had to, because if we saw it, they had to have seen
Hmm.
it. So anyway, he says the code word cupcakes, and then this girl is just like,
Ready.
"What makes you want cupcakes?" And he's like, "Ugh, just get your ass out here. Come on."
Right.
So they go to the back room and they're flirting, and she's falling out of her blouse. And they still don't do anything, do they?
Nope. They become. She comes closer. She starts stroking his hair. She gives him a kiss on the forehead.
And then he says, "I think we should go back."
Right. But she's like together.
Yes.
And I'm like, no. He's like, not together.
Mhm.
She wanted to go out there and announce like we're together. I was like, what? No.
Yep.
He's
Now,
like, no.
here's the next interesting scene. Martha is kissing Michael at the table, and Matthew looks super uncomfortable. So this is where his circuit board just completely crashes, and he starts
Hmm.
telling the men at his side of the table, because one of them asked him if he was okay. Was it
Right.
Dino?
I think it was
Can't
Dino,
remember.
but then we have to remember Lauren said I was getting kisses like that. And then so
Mm.
she could hear him, he could
Mhm.
hear her, and they're like, what?
Mhm.
She's like, I would like to be kissed like that. Well, and the passion, this and that. I'm like, yeah. So if you heard him, he could hear you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. It was god awful, and he starts saying that he's not attracted to her. And this is where we go left.
Yeah, she could hear
Um,
it,
yes.
and she's like, that was pretty like mean or shitty or whatever. And they're like,
Mhm.
what? She's like, he said like I think he just said like he's not attracted to me. And then they like, well, you need to go talk to him about it. So I guess she gets him. They go out and talk, and she's like, I just want to make sure I heard this right. Did I hear you say that you're not attracted to me? He's like, well, due to this or your sexual appetite, and that's just not me, and yeah, and this and that. He's like, I just not attracted to you. He's like, I don't like throw you down on the bed, rip your clothes off because I just don't feel that way towards you. He's like, I just don't. And she's like, so you had sex with me, but you're not attracted to me. He's like, she's like, did you just use me to lose your virginity? He's all, no, no.
Mhm.
He's all, no, I didn't. She's like, and she got all upset and this, and all, and, I understood where she was coming from. But I understood where he was coming from. It's just, it's not a blame, but she did throw too much at him at one time. It's
She
just,
did.
it was just too much. And she didn't read him. I'm like I said earlier, in this review, he went to the emergency room due to
Mhm.
anxiety
Mhm.
because he was overwhelmed. What
Mhm.
did you think how do you think he's gonna feel when he heard of everything you've done and like what you're into, and when you frame it as there are certain things I need in a relationship, and I'm not sure if this is editing or not.
Mhm.
Let me put that caveat there. But when you say these are things I need in my relationship, and you come up with threesomes and swinging, what do you think was going to happen? Because you could see
Here's my
because
thing.
he was really into her, and for him to shut off like that, you could just tell it was the things that she said.
Here's my thing. If he was just a virgin, it would be different. But it's also his personality traits of being
Oh yes.
severely introverted and very, very shy.
Mhm.
You know, you've got to take that slowly and break it down slowly and go at his
Exactly.
pace, because he's like, what, 29?
29.
29.
Yes.
And basically you're dealing with like a prepubescent type of
Exactly.
mentality, something that can be easily crushed.
Mhm.
And I am just surprised at her that she was doing so well on the honeymoon, and now it's like she's forgotten that part. How, I don't want to say delicate, but I don't know.
Inexperience. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I pushed back the other show by about 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
we have, yeah. Yeah, I saw we still I wanted to make sure that we got in this last part, so I pushed back um Rodney and Marrying Millions from 3 to 3:15 p.m. Eastern. So we have a
Gotcha.
few more minutes just to wrap this up and give them what they deserve. So now in addition to like totally offsetting him mentally, she's made him feel like the worst person for like because he knows that this isn't fair to Lauren because he's now feeling that he's not enough for her and he's caused her pain. I like he is so not the most selfish person in the world. Like he really feels bad for what he's doing, but he doesn't know any better. I cannot help but feel bad for this young man.
He's the person who doesn't want to hurt someone, so he'd rather just take the brunt of everything and just deal with it. It would be
But you
easy.
know what? No, go ahead, go ahead.
It would be easier for him just to be the cause of the problem than and cut and run
Mm-hmm,
versus letting it play out. I think that's just his
mm-hmm.
mo. Like when things get uncomfortable, he kind of just cuts and runs. But he'll take on all the negative emotions of the interaction because he feels like he's dealt with so much being bullied and not being accepted and this and that. He's used to that, so he's very good at internalizing his own personal pain and dealing with it. I don't think he's good at dealing with other people's negative emotions.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with you on that. And one thing I do have to give kudos to Cyril. When Lauren was talking to the girls after overhearing what she thought she heard from Matthew and the boys, she, Cyril said, "What's going on? What's happening?" She explained what she heard. Cyril, to her credit, said, "Are you sure that's what he said?" Because that's a
Hmm.
loud table with a lot of people, and
Right.
then people eating dinner and glasses and all of that. She said, "You need to talk to him and make sure to find out what he said."
Hmm. She
Kudos
gives
to
great.
Cyril.
Cyril gives great advice.
She don't take none of her advice though.
Right. But she gives great advice. She gave great advice to Lizzie. It was thoughtful. Now she's giving this great advice to
Mm-hmm.
Lauren. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ma'am. I mean, okay.
Yeah, because the last group dinner, she gave great advice to Lizzie. That's true. And this one, the great advice to Lauren. But yeah, let's hope that she takes her own advice if she could
Exactly.
listen. So yeah, that was the episode. Married at First Sight Australia season 6 episodes 11 and 12. Guys, this series is heating up. This series
This
is
was
heating up.
amazing. This was an amazing episode. I was mad at the commercials.
I know. I know. But the commercials give me time to write down my notes.
Right. Fair. 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 Fair.
So yeah, in the coming episodes, I'm sure we're going to see the romantic side with Jules and Cameron,
Hmm.
and then, we'll see the ratchet side with Innes, with Sam. Where do you think Lizzie is? How is
That's what I
Bronson going
want to
to take
know. Where
this?
is the Lizzie?
Yes. What's gonna happen with Ning and Mark? Is he gonna have is he gonna reconsider and stay? Like the next episode, we're gonna see the commitment ceremony. I think the cupcakes are gonna be smashed against the wall.
Same.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, guys, let us know if you watch this hot mess of a show.
Oh, one more thing.
Mhm.
For those of you who haven't seen our other reviews of this show, I
Oh
believe Debbie
yes.
is going to try to link the playlist in the description, so that way, um, you can watch them. I think you can pin them in the description, and I would leave a pinned comment as well, just to make it easy for everybody.
Well, guys, just go to our channel, the Commentary Zone.
Hmm.
Click on playlists, and you can watch the whole series. We've done reviews from episode 1, and you can go through them on your own. I will try to put in that hyperlink that'll take you directly to the playlist. as soon
Awesome.
as I figure out how to do it.
Right?
I like how you assume I know how to do things, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Well, because
But
Debbie's
yeah,
multi-talented. That's why I assume these things.
I think you give me too much credit. But guys, we have all of our shows set up in playlists. So if you're only interested in maths or My Big Fat Fabulous Life or any of the housewife shows, we have them all in playlists that make it really easy to go through. So leave your comments below. We read them, we respond. You guys are a hoot in the comments. Give us a thumbs up just because we asked you to. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend, have them share in the conversation with us. Until next time, or in 15 minutes.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.